All right, guys. So, bit of a disaster coming out of North Carolina right now that I had to share with you. So, a reporter says, just in, the Senate, this is the North Carolina Senate, has overridden Cooper's veto of SB 382 by party line. It's a vote of 30-19. Bill goes next to House for final approval, a lawsuit expected to follow. So, what is this bill? What is this bill? The bill prevents the governor-elect Josh Stein. Remember, Josh Stein is a Democrat. He beat the black Nazi Mark Robinson to become governor of North Carolina. The bill prevents Governor-elect Josh Stein from appointing members onto the State Board of Elections by transferring that authority over to Republican Auditor-elect Dave Boleek. So all of these bullet points that I'm about to read for you here, just understand the core of what's happening is Republicans control the state legislature. They are taking away virtually all of the power of the Democratic governor to do anything, right? They're basically trying to make the last election null and void. Make it so there is no Democratic governor. We've taken away all of his powers, and now the power resides with us and with our Republican colleagues who are in other positions. That's what this is. The bill makes the State Highway Patrol an independent agency and requires Stein to get the General Assembly's approval for a 5-year appointment. Again, power with Republicans. If a Supreme Court or Court Appeals vacancy emerges, Stein must fill it from a list of recommendations provided by the political party of the departing judge, thus preventing him from filling a potential GOP vacancy with a Democrat. Do you understand how insane that is? That's like saying, okay, let's say a Democrat wins the presidential election and one Republican resigns, 2 of them die. 3 seats are open. That would be the equivalent of the Republicans in the Senate saying, you're only allowed to fill that seat with a list of judges that we approve of that are of the same party of the people getting out of there. That would mean you literally can't change the makeup of the court, that the court is permanently stuck with a giant Republican majority. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what we call rigging the game. This is rigging the game. It's saying we want to make ourselves immune from elections and make decisions no matter what the people want. The bill removes the seats of Wake County Superior Court Judge Brian Collins and Forsyth County Superior Court Judge Todd Burke. Let me guess, they're Democratic. Collins and Burke have ruled against election law changes that GOP lawmakers have put forward over the years. So in other words, when Republicans in the legislature have tried to change election law to be more beneficial to Republicans, these judges block that. And so now it takes away their seats. Wow. This is so brazen. This is so brazen. The bill prohibits Attorney General-elect Jeff Jackson from participating in lawsuits that undercut actions taken by the General Assembly. So in other words, you can't disagree with the Republican General Assembly. You can't do it. The bill says Jackson shall not, as a party, amicus, or any other participant in an action pending before a state or federal court in another state, advance any argument that would result in the invalidation of any statute enacted by the General Assembly. Again, this is literally saying anything that we Republicans in the General Assembly say, you need to accept it. You cannot disagree. Even if you think it's illegal, you have to accept it. And the list goes on here. But the bottom line is, they're trying to say, we know that a Democrat won the governorship. We don't care. We're going to take away all the Democratic governor's power, and we're going to take away all of other Democrats who have different positions and different seats as judges. All of them, we just defanged them. You can't disagree with us. All the power rests with us. That's what just happened. So guys, this is what you call full authoritarianism. This is what you call using democracy against itself. And this is what we've been trying to wake people up to for a long time about MAGA and about the Republican Party. Is that, look, I get it. I understand the democratic instinct to want to preserve our institutions and preserve our norms and preserve the rules and preserve regular order. I understand all that. Everybody understands all of that. But at the same time, if the opposing team is so insistent on saying there are no rules, there are no norms, there are no regulations, there is no proper process, power is all that matters, and we will act accordingly. You cannot lay in a chalk outline of yourself and say, okay, we will preserve the institutions when we're there, but when they're there, they can destroy them. Because then again, the game is rigged. And what happens is the Overton window goes further and further and further and further right. And you can't make any changes back in your direction. And so you got to wake up. You got to wake up. You need to counter this aggressively. Now, I'm not an expert from the legal angle of this. How would you go about doing this? Could you have a different judge sort of slap it down? Very possibly. Could the governor do anything in particular that would reel this in? Maybe. I don't know how you go about doing it, but you have to find a way, because you know what? That's what the Republicans would do. They find a way, come hell or high water, to get their agenda through and to handcuff the Democrats, and it's time to start playing the game back against them. If you want to make politics a raw power game, okay, then we're both here for a raw power game, and we will proceed as such. But you cannot let them run roughshod over you and over the country, and that's what they're doing. And this is, I fear, this is more of what we have to look forward to at the federal level with MAGA, right? This is what we have to look forward to. And your options are play by the rigged rules they set up or unrig it. And I don't know about you, but I don't like playing a rigged game. So just understand, this is who they are. They're not changing. It doesn't matter how many highfalutin arguments you make against it. This is what we're dealing with. So you need a little bit of swagger, a little bit of Lyndon B. Johnson in you, a little bit of FDR in you, and you need to play the game right back and play it better than they do. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.